In this video, we are going to talk about all you need to know about the blockchain. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to our channel and comment below that you subscribed, then I will reply back as soon as I see it. You've probably heard of blockchain, but you probably haven't given it the attention it deserves. But make no mistake, blockchain is a technical marvel with far-reaching implications not just for the financial services industry, but also for other sectors and companies. If you're interested in learning all about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you'll also need to understand blockchain. A blockchain is a decentralized and shared database in which the database storage devices are not all connected to the same machine. It is a growing list of documents, known as blocks, that are linked and protected using cryptography. Every block is linked to the one before it and contains transaction data and a timestamp. A blockchain's safety and protection are ensured by cryptography. Users can only edit the parts of the blockchain that they own, and only if they have the private keys required to write to the register. Cryptography also ensures that the copy of the distributed blockchain is still up to date. The blockchain is designed to be immune to data manipulation. It is a public, free, distributed, and shared ledger that can certifiably, efficiently, and permanently record transactions between parties. Blockchain is a distributed ledger that is maintained by a peer-to-peer, P2P, network that follows a protocol for validating new blocks. And data can't be modified once it's been recorded in a block. To change the data, all subsequent blocks must be changed as well, which is a difficult task that can only be accomplished with majority collusion. Here's a list of the all you need to know about the blockchain. Let's start. Number 5. What is blockchain? Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, like most of the technology world, rely on some sort of database to track large volumes of transactions and keep them secure. The blockchain is the technology that many of the world's largest digital currencies use. The technology, which was first introduced in 2009, consists of blocks that contain batches of timestamped transactions, with each block being cryptographically connected to the previous one, creating a chain. Cryptocurrencies have become a more appealing proposition for developing economies that lack conventional banking infrastructure as the world grows smarter and more interconnected. Several developing third-world countries have adopted blockchain-based national currencies, and the system is also being used by a number of large charitable organizations to assist those without bank accounts. Blockchain, on the other hand, has the potential to create a fraud-proof mechanism for transacting trades. As a result, it has a lot of potential outside of the digital currency world, helping to pique interest not only among conventional financial institutions, but also in industries like manufacturing, food processing, and many others. Number 4. How does blockchain work? Transactions and blocks are the two types of records that make up a blockchain structure. Transactions are essentially the actions taken over a given time span, which are collected into a block. The fact that each block contains the cryptographic hash of the previous one, forming a chain, makes blockchain even more special. A cryptographic hash takes the information from the previous block and compresses it into a compact string. Since these strings are difficult to foresee, any tampering with the chain would be detected quickly. This approach eliminates the need for serial numbers because the hash allows them to be uniquely identified while still ensuring their dignity. Each block verifies the legitimacy of the one before it, all the way back to the genesis block at the start of the chain. However, block linking isn't the only thing that keeps the chain secure. It's also decentralized. Each device running the program has a copy of the blockchain, which is modified with new blocks on a regular basis. There is no centralized server that stores transactions, and since each new block must fulfill the chain specifications, no previous transactions can be overwritten. To determine what constitutes a legitimate entry, additional transaction criteria may be added. A legitimate transaction in Bitcoin, for example, must be digitally signed, spend one or more unspent outputs from previous transactions, and the number of transaction outputs cannot be greater than the sum of input. Number 3. What are some of the biggest blockchain databases? Over the past few years, blockchain has grown in popularity, attracting supporters from both the technology and financial industries. Aside from Bitcoin, which is still the most well-known and potentially most widely used network, this has resulted in the emergence of a variety of alternative blockchains in recent years. R3, for example, is developing blockchain-like technology that can be used by major banking institutions and raised $107 million in funding in May 2017 from investors including Intel, HSBC, and Bank of America. Hyperledger, an open-source cross-industry partnership established by the Linux Foundation in order to popularize blockchain-based ledgers, launched the first generation of technology in July 2017. All of the so-called Big Four accounting firms have stated that they are exploring blockchain technologies, but only Ernst & Young has gone public with their technology, providing all of its Swiss employees with a digital wallet. IBM announced that it will develop its own blockchain as a service offering based on Hyperledger, allowing customers to create stable blockchain networks. The London Stock Exchange announced earlier this year that it would begin using blockchain to boost transparency for shareholding information among unlisted businesses, demonstrating the technology's effect. Number 2. Blockchain goes beyond virtual currencies. Bitcoin and blockchain are not the same thing, despite the fact that they are often discussed in the same conversation. Bitcoin is a virtual currency, or cryptocurrency, and blockchain is the technology that allows it to exist. Although Bitcoin is the most well-known application of blockchain, there are several others. For example, when customers buy or listen to an album, blockchain enables musicians to be charged directly. The buying platforms may be removed from the equation, which means they don't get a share of the profits. Musicians gain financial gain as well as a closer relationship with their fans. Online voting is another example. It is extremely difficult to change a vote once it has been cast and registered in the blockchain. It becomes more difficult to commit voter fraud by manipulating votes as a result of this. Furthermore, each voter would have a full record in their hands and would be able to monitor the results when the election took place. Number 1. Is blockchain secure? In many ways, blockchain technology addresses the issues of protection and trust. First and foremost, new blocks are often stored in a sequential and chronological order. That is, they are often added to the blockchain's top. When you look at the blockchain of Bitcoin, you'll notice that each block has a location on the chain called a height. The block's height had reached 656,197 blocks as of November 2020. It is extremely difficult to go back and change the contents of a block after it has been added to the end of the blockchain unless the majority agrees. That's because each block has its own hash, as well as the hash of the block before it and the timestamp listed earlier. A math function converts digital data into a string of numbers and letters, resulting in hash codes. The hash code changes if the information is changed in some way. Here's why that matters in terms of protection. Let's say a hacker tries to change the blockchain in order to steal Bitcoin from the rest of the world. If they change their single copy, it would no longer match the copy of anyone else. When anyone else compares their versions, they'll notice that this one stands out, and the hacker's version of the chain will be discarded as illegitimate. To succeed in such a hack, the hacker will have to manipulate and change 51% of the blockchain copies at the same time, ensuring that their new copy becomes the majority copy and therefore the agreed-upon chain. An attack like this would cost a lot of money and energy because they'd have to redo all of the blocks because the timestamps and hash codes would be different now. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.